Hello, third grade, and welcome to lesson 5-5. In this lesson, we're going to work on how we can write our own multiplication and division math stories. Now, in our last lesson, we talked about how to solve those stories and different clues to help us figure out which kind of story we're dealing with. In this lesson, we're going to write our own. So let's go ahead and watch our short lesson video, and then we're going to get started.
How can you describe a multiplication fact? Think about this question during the lesson. Stories can be written to describe multiplication facts. What do these counters show?
Select your answer.
These counters show 3 groups of 6. How can you say or write a multiplication story for 3 times 6? You can draw pictures and use objects to represent joining equal groups. Here is one way to show equal groups. Randy has 3 packs of 6 buttons each. How many buttons does he have in all? 3 times 6 is equal to 18.
So, Randy has 18 buttons.
How can you tell that this story about Randy is about equal groups? The story is about 3 packs that each have 6 buttons in them. Here is one way to use an array. Eliza planted 6 lilies in each of 3 rows. How many lilies did she plant in all? 3 times 6 is equal to 18. Eliza planted 18 lilies in all. Why does the multiplication in this story involve an array? The multiplication in this story involves an array because the story is about rows that have an equal number of objects in each row. Here is one way to use a bar diagram. A rabbit eats an equal amount of carrots each day for 3 days. If the rabbit eats 6 carrots each day, how many carrots does it eat in all? 3 times 6 is equal to 18. The rabbit eats 18 carrots. Now you know several ways to describe a multiplication fact. You can use equal groups, arrays, and bar diagrams to help you.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our notes for this lesson before we get into our guided practice. Now, the title of our lesson, 5-5, write multiplication and division math stories. So when you're reading multiplication and division stories, there are important clues that they leave in there, clues and phrases or words that are used to help you figure out if you need to multiply or divide to solve your story problem. Now, some clues that you have to multiply is when they have arrays showing equal groups. If they're asking how many in all of these are clues that tell you to multiply. So for example, 4 times 5 equals 20 could be 4 packs of gum with 5 pieces in each pack, or it could be 4 rows of chairs with 5 chairs in each row, and you're asked to find out how much the total is. Clues that tell you to divide are stories that usually ask you to find the number of groups you have or how many are in each of your group. So 20 divided by 4, for example, could be 20 pieces of gum in 4 packs. How many pieces are in each pack? Or it could be 20 chairs that are arranged in 4 groups, and it asks you how many are in each group. So these are different clue words and phrases that you come across while you're reading story problems that help you figure out what kind of operation you need to do in order to solve. So You can draw to show multiplication or division equations, and drawings are also really helpful when you go to solve because it helps you to see the problem. So if we're asked to find equal groups, if I said Taha has 4 packs of gum, each pack has 5 pieces in it. How many pieces of gum does Taha have? So I need to figure out what 20 divided by 4 equals. Now I'm going to use my related facts to help me figure it out. So 20 divided by 4 is equal to a number. I need to think 4 times what number is going to get me to 20. So I can draw my 4 groups over here, and I can start putting 1 in each group while I count up until 20 until I run out of pieces. Or I can use my multiplication facts. I know that 4 times 5 is equal to 20. So that means 20 divided by 5 is equal to 4, or 20 divided by 4 is equal to 5. Remember, these are part of a fact family. They're related facts. So I drew it out using counters in 4 different groups. Now I could have also drawn an array. So if I have 4 times 5, I want to figure out what my 4 times 5 array is. I know I'm going to have 4 times 5 is equal to a number. Again, same fact family fact. So if I draw 4 rows, right, those 4 groups or the 4 packs of gum with 5 in each pack or 5 in each row, I know that 4 times 5 is equal to 20. So over here, I showed another way to show how many pieces of gum Taha has. Or I could draw a bar diagram. I know I had 4 groups for the 4 packs, and there were 5 pieces in each one of those packs. And then I could skip count, or I could use repeated addition to figure it out, or I could multiply 5 times 4, which is going to give me my total of 20. That again tells me that Taha has 20 pieces of gum. Now, for your first guided practice question, it says, when you're writing a division story, what 2 pieces of information do you need to have in order for you to be able to solve? So think about that. If you're dividing, you need to provide at least 2 pieces of information. You need to tell me at least 2 things so that I know how to solve your problem. So one of the things that you need to share or tell me is the total number. That's your dividend, right? When we're dividing, we have a whole number that we're breaking apart. And then you need to tell me either the number of groups or the number in each group. So I know what I'm dividing by. So I have my dividend, and then I need something to use as my divisor. Those are the 2 pieces that you absolutely need when you write a division problem. Now, they gave us 2 equations for number 2 and 3, and they asked you to write a story problem for it. So 3 times 5 is equal to 15. I can say I have 3 baskets with 5 books in each basket. How many books do I have? So 3 baskets, that's 3 groups with 5 in each group. 3 times 5 is 15. And then they gave me 8 divided by 4 equals 2. So I can say Anna has 8 apples that she shares with 4 friends. How many apples does each friend get? Then I know I'm taking my whole number, I'm sharing it or dividing it to find my quotient. That tells me that I'm dividing. So if this one tells me the groups and the number in each group and it asks me how much I have in all, and this one gives me the total, it tells me how many groups I need to break it into, and then it asks me how many are going to go in each group. That tells me that I'm dividing. That's it for this lesson, 3rd grade. If you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Remember, these are all strategies that we've used before. We've drawn arrays. We have used bar diagrams. We have skip counted. We have used our fact families. All of these are strategies that you're familiar with. So just use them to help solve these different problems and to identify what kind of problem you're working with. That way, when you go to write your own story problem, you're setting it up correctly. All right, take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.